Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Five Deep. A little bit later than normal, but we've just switched on. Harmony's just joining the group. We'll invite you in a second. A little bit of a last-minute thing, to be honest with you. We're a little bit unorganised this week, but we're here. We're just checking in. We're having some fun, and we're going to have a chat. And just whoever rocks up and asks us some questions, they can rock up and ask us some questions, have a chin wag, chew the fat. So let's go around the room. Rodney, how the hell are we, mate?
I'm doing pretty good. Just made it to the studio and just in time to go live.
Sweet.
I don't know. What were you guys talking about? I don't know.
What was we talking about, Lee? We was talking about how shit Royal Mail is, basically.
Yeah.
The company I work for. That was pretty much all it was, Lee, wasn't it?
That was it.
Yeah.
And I heard Lee talking about fizzy water and he likes it and stuff. So
can't beat a bit of sparkling water, Lee, can you?
Yeah, I like a bit of sparkling water.
Can you remember the old soda streams? Mum used to. Did your mum have a soda stream?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had one of them.
What was your favorite drink?
Oh, it had to be cola, the cheap cola.
Roller cola. Get busy with the fizz.
Get busy with fizzy. Fucking hell, that's Bo Selector, wasn't
it? Where we to tonight, then? You're in a Premier Inn somewhere.
Premier Inn Plus in St David's in sort of South Mid Wales.
Yeah. So, what room number are you?
I can't tell you that. They'll be on the fucking. They'll be banging on the door. Let me in.
Cool. Well, it's nice to see you, mate. Anyway, Harmony, are you able to speak?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. What's the cracking?
Just finishing work.
Looking well.
I've been busy. I've gotten 3 new clients. They just have kind of come at me out of nowhere. I wasn't even looking for them, and so my schedule.
When you're not looking.
It's really nice for people to call and say, I've heard great things about what you do and I want to hire you. So it's like, okay, I'm not turning that down.
Marta's just popped in. She's just said, hi, y'all. I forgot it was Monday. I kind of forgot it was Monday, to be honest with you. I've been away on holiday for the last week and I haven't had any contact with these guys whatsoever. Come back there today, checked in and said, yeah, we'll do a little check in there tonight. We'll do a little call. We haven't got anything planned. It was supposed to be, what was it supposed to be? Howard's hot seat tonight, but we just thought, look, we'll all get back together, get the shit cracking, get back to normal ways, and then we'll get him in the hot seat next week. So what I was thinking we could do, guys, is just go around the room and have a little bit of a chat, see if there's any topics that you guys want to bring into the room, and because that's the way we rock and roll here in the UK, isn't it, Lee?
It is.
Well, may I just add as well, right? It's really, really weird how I don't know if you guys in America have it the same way as what we do over in the UK, but the seasons, how they change, right? And how dramatic the seasons change in the UK. Because last week I was on the beach and it was really, really nice weather. And then literally click of the fingers the next day, it's pissing down with rain and it's like winter out there. Do you guys in the States, is your seasons as dramatic a change as that or not?
Yeah, it can be, but it's been like drought season recently, so there hasn't been much of anything but heat and no rain.
Can you add to that, Harmony? Is it the same way you are in America?
Well, the United States is a giant, massive. It depends on where in the United States you are. If you're in California, you don't have. If you're in certain areas of California, you don't have any seasons. But also, if you're in California, you can go surfing without a wetsuit, and in the same day, you can literally go snow skiing.
Really?
Oh yeah, you can be at the coast in California and be, enjoying the water and your bathing suit. And you can hop in the car, and within a couple hours, you can go up into the mountains and go snow skiing.
What's the place in California where you can get eaten by sharks? Is it like Death Cove or fucking Blood Alley or something like that?
Anyway,
I've heard of that. No, Death Valley is a thing, but Death Valley is a desert. That doesn't have anything to do with sharks.
Yeah, I like desert.
When you say Death Valley, you know that's a pretty hardcore place. If it's called Death Valley, you know that it's not going to be like roses and pansies everywhere. You know it's going to be a proper kick-ass place. But Lisa,
there's a lot of beautiful flowers and a lot of beautiful trees in Death Valley, and it also gets very, very hot in the daytime and very, very cold at night. So
Yeah, but I reckon if you pick the flower, it would still fucking kill you.
Yeah,
A lot of
it would eat
cactuses.
you.
Lisa's put
Yeah.
happy Labor Day. Good evening there. Good afternoon, Lisa. What's this happy Labor Day then, people? Forgive us for not knowing what it's all about, but tell us what Labor Day is over in the States.
I don't know. What is it? What is that? It's another holiday. I can't keep track of the holidays. I just know that if I work on them, I get paid extra money.
Well, Marta, our banks are closed too. Hey, Marta, Google it for us.
So you don't know what Labor Day is, neither Harmony.
I mean, it has something to do with labor. It has something to do with working. I don't remember off the top of my head. Our holidays are so lame. They really, truly are. It's just a reason to be off. The banks are closed. It's a big, giant pain in the ass.
Cool.
Fuck the banks.
Well, what I thought we could do is just to flip. Right, it says honor of working people in the US and Canada. Talking of working people, one has just entered the room here now, all the way from the International Space Station. Good evening, Mr. Howard Blend.
Hey, hello everybody. How's everybody going? How they're doing?
What's the crack? Have you got Labor Day over where you are? Do you know what it is?
Yes, today is Labor Day.
Can you tell us what it is?
It's a day of laboring.
Well, Marta said the holiday is rooted in the late 19th century when Labour activists pushed for a federal holiday to recognise the many contributions workers have made to America's strength, prosperity, and well-being.
It's a bunch of socialist bullshit.
What the hell?
Goddamn socialists.
What the hell? If you sound like you got a tribe of monkeys in the background there, Howard.
That is the tribe of Sam in the background. He's
How is
watching Shark Dog.
Cool.
Shark dog.
It's a shark that acts like a dog. I don't understand it either, so it keeps him occupied. What?
It's not
Well,
bad.
It's a bunch of socialists.
You should be in the
Turning the frogs gay. Sorry.
You should be in the holiday, but we're going to give you a little bit of holiday till next week because it's a day of we're going to have our own little Labor Day where we're all going to just rejoice and get back together and get back to normal routine. So what I thought that we could do is just if all of us bring a topic to the table. In the UK, there's he's got his hand up. Go on.
What is Officer Doofy? What is that?
Does anybody get the reference?
No,
I don't.
Oh yeah. The little spinoff from Scary. It was a Scary Movie.
Yeah.
It was Scary Movie. Yeah.
Don't disturb me while I'm cleaning my room.
Is that what's going on right now? That's why you so happy.
Anyway, over in the UK, we have a television program called Room 101. I take it that you've watched it before, Lee.
Yeah.
I don't think that you other guys will have seen it unless you watch UK TV. But what it is it's where a group of people get together and it's got a show host and everybody brings a topic to the table and the person that's in charge decides which topic he would like to put in the vault and lock away. Is that right, Lee? Could you describe it any better than that?
Yeah, pretty much. So they bring a topic and they have to argue why this thing should be in room 101. You know, it's locked up, never to be spoken of again, you know, abandoned, put in the cellar. And then the host or the host of the show says, yeah, that's a pretty good argument. We'll put it away. Or, nah, you're talking shit. You can't put that in room 101.
Yeah. So if you guys got the gist of where we're coming from, you bring a topic in and then we vote on who wins and all the, you know, and it gets put away in the vote. We're never talking about it again. So
I like this. We should do this every week. This is fun.
Right. Well, what I thought I'll start off if you want to get the ball rolling. I would like to put in as my topic, right? I would like to talk about global warming. Because everybody's going on about global warming, how, you know, the whole world is having a drought. We're all going through a shit show. But in my eyes, this sort of stuff has been going on for years and years and years and years and years. The world has been getting hotter. The world has been getting colder. And, you know, we've had floods, we've had rain, we've had heat waves and all that lot. And I kind of think that it's possibly just being a bit blown out of proportion. So that's what I would like to put on as a first topic to start off with. What do you guys think about global warming?
It's turning the frogs gay.
It's an interesting one because I've heard both sides of the argument. I'm a fucking idiot. I know nothing about it. But there's this guy called Dan Pena. I don't know if anybody's ever seen him, heard of him. He talks a lot of shit. Some of the stuff he says I would agree with. Some of it I don't agree with. Now, he reckons he went to the Antarctic with his wife for an anniversary. Why you would go there for an anniversary, I don't know. Why you would go to Death Valley, I don't know. But he was talking to the scientists, and he was talking to them about global warming, and they were like, "Yeah, it's bullshit. It's a fart. It's a fart in the ocean. It's a drop in the bucket. It's like it's there, but really, on the grand scheme of things, it's not making a lot of difference." And his argument is, why are they still selling beachfront property in Florida if in 10 years' time the whole place is going to be flooded? And I was like, yeah, that's pretty basic, but he's got a point. But I also think that human activity in the form of carbon in the atmosphere perhaps has accelerated it a little bit. But I do agree, we are in a global cycle. There has been many ice ages, and there have been many fucking, as dry as a nun's seasons in the past. So I'm not sure. I tend to think it's like COVID. There's a saying, never let a good never let a good crisis go to waste. So perhaps that's what's going on. Maybe.
The thing is, I feel that we all have very short memories, and we tend to remember the things that we want to remember. Like my mum, she always says, "Oh, I can remember years and years ago, every Boxing Day we'd wake up and there'd be snow, and every summer it would be beautifully hot weather." And I'd be like, "No, Mum, it wasn't like that." I mean, you only remember as a school child the 6 weeks off in the summer, and you only remember the days when it was beautiful hot sunshine. You don't remember the days when it was pissing down with rain, right? And I look at the last few years, and every year, you might get occasionally when the summer is a little bit shitter than others, but people were saying, I remember 10, 15 years ago, people were saying, oh, the summers are going to be hotter than Ibiza here in the UK, and the winters are going to be colder than a witch's tit, and it was just like, it hasn't become that. We get a little bit of hot weather, but we haven't got wet weather like Ibiza. And I haven't seen snow in years. So, like I say, I'm no scientist, and perhaps global warming does exist. But, the topic that I'd like to put in the vote is global warming. Does it really exist? Because I don't think it does. I think it's the politicians and the media putting fear into us again. Anybody want to add to that before we go on?
Do you think it depends on like where you're at? So if like, maybe you haven't experienced something, but if there's somebody in another part of the country, they're saying this is the first time that, in years that it snowed, or just first time in, 100 years. Is it just cyclical, or is it, we're moving into the planet exploding? You feel like it's just something that is cyclical?
Well, I mean, I turned on the news the other day for the first time in ages, and there's massive floods in Pakistan at the moment. There's parts of China that have got really, really bad drought. All in Europe, they've had like a real bad drought. We've got hose pipe bans here in Cornwall, which may add the day they announced it, it's just pissed down with rain ever since. But, I mean, my dad said, I can remember walking across the Thames in the 1960s because the Thames froze. Well, I haven't seen the Thames freeze in fucking years. And I just think that global warming, it's just bullshit. I just think that the weather goes around in cycles. And, like the ozone layer that was supposed to be getting all these massive holes appearing in it, and we're all going to bake to death and we're all going to die. Well, that was 10, 15, 20 years ago. Nobody ever talks about that anymore, do they? And I just see that all the time it's fear being pumped into us all the time. What do you reckon, Harmony? You must have got some sort of something to add to this.
I don't think it's a black and white situation. I think that's just like any topic on the planet, it's a spectrum. There's probably things that we have done as a society that has and will continue to affect our environment. It's just science. There's no two ways around it. So, but then I think it's going to be catastrophe and we're going to be burning, in the next 50 years on the planet, like spontaneous combustion. I don't know. I just think it's, again, media. Yes, I agree. The media is a bunch of fucking bullshit. People need something to fret about as a society. We need something to pin our focus on because our fucking lives suck. So I just think it's, I think there's some truth to it, but I also think it's a distraction. So I'm going right down the middle.
It was that hot in the UK this year, right? Check this out. Some of the cinemas were letting gingers in for free so that gingers didn't burn to death. Isn't that right, Lee?
Yeah, there was a ban on ginger roofers at one point. They weren't allowed outside.
See,
I get
have you ever heard anything so fucking stupid in my global warming?
Is that for real?
Yeah, honest. I can't remember what it was. Look it up on wherever you look things up. In the UK, some cinema companies were letting gingers in for free so that they could use their air conditioning and watch a film.
Wow. March, I Google it.
And you said watch a film, right?
Yeah, they were allowed to come into the cinema and go in and watch a film free of charge, as just to help the gingers out.
So,
that is crazy.
Hashtag help the gingers.
Hashtag help the gingers.
How many
Save
free
the gingers.
how many free porn movies did you go see during this time?
I haven't been to the cinema for years.
You don't need to go to the cinema to see free porn. You can just pick it up right on your phone.
Just ruined my joke.
It's on your phone.
Is that what happened?
Nobody
How do
told
you
me
know
this.
that?
Can I just add to this while we're talking about this? I actually sent Harmony a message 2 days ago about some swingers or something, and it wasn't me. And I don't know how I managed to send it to 5 people about swingers.
I'm like, Mark's getting randy over here. He's on vacation. He's feeling himself. What's going on?
The fact of the matter is that I was down the caravan and I had no internet the whole time I was down there. I do not know. But I went on to TikTok and I basically changed my password and nothing else has occurred from it. But there you go. Lisa's put, right now, I just hope it's not freezing by the time all the leaves fall off the trees. I don't know what to expect. So
I know. I hope we have I hope we have a nice autumn.
Autumn's a nice time of the year. I like autumns.
Me too.
Marta's saying, what am I Googling? You're basically Googling, Marta, about some, how can we put it? Some cinema company in the UK was offering a free pass to gingers because of the heat, the summer heat here in the UK.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
Mason is yelling hello. Yo, Mace.
Hi, Mason.
What up, Mace?
Hello.
Cutie patootie.
So there we are, guys. That is what I have put as my topic for to go into the vault. Rodney, what about you, mate? What is something that's going on in your mind that you would like to put in the vault, or a topic that you would like us to discuss that you would like to just lock away?
I didn't have anything, but Howard mentioned socialism, so I kind of wanted to see if we would talk about if you guys feel that we should consider the greater good when it comes to, policies and like government intervention. So should we be taking care of everybody, or should we just sink or swim no matter what?
Ooh.
Again, I don't think it's right down the middle. You can't say yes or no to that. There's too many things to consider. There's a very real thing, and I did a paper on it, and I've talked to you guys about it in this group before. It's called Learned Helplessness. And there's been a lot of really great books written about it, and it's a highly debated topic. I think when you've got a society that is offering handouts, it creates a learned helplessness. And a lot of times it could be subconscious or subliminal, that if people are getting handouts all the time, they subconsciously start to believe that as a genre of people, whatever particular group of people are getting this, minorities, low income, whatever. There's a stigma that goes along with that I think that they adopt unknowingly, that this society doesn't have faith in me. They don't think that I am capable of taking care of my fucking self. And that is very demeaning, demoralizing. It creates a lack of motivation, a lack of drive. And it can happen in societies when you see people giving away government cheese and housing and Obama phones and, all the shit. Again, if you're going to be somebody that's going to use those to get a leg up, then absolutely. But I think what I've seen from working in human resources and working in crisis centers is the rules need to be in place to where there's a limited amount of time on how long you can get unemployment, how long you can get housing, how long you can get your free government cheese. You can't just say, here, take it. So when I worked at the crisis center, I had to do it for my capstone project for college. And towards the end of my 75 hours there, it was a full semester, we had people coming in and I was actually doing the interviews. So they would come in, they would write down on a card what they were there for, and it could be a whole slew of things. We also had a food pantry so they could come in and get groceries and, all sorts of things. And we had a job list that was printed up every single week fresh with everything on there from a roofer to a nurse. Like there was all sorts of jobs on there. And I would ask, do you want a job list for this week? And it would be anybody from somebody that's 21 years old, just hiking through Asheville, that they're homeless, they're trying to get a handout, right, wrong, or indifferent, or it was somebody that has been living on the system for a long time and they chose to be homeless and they have been for 20 years. It could be all sorts of people. But every single one of them said no to my offer of giving them a fresh job list. And there was probably 150 jobs on this list and they didn't want it. And I would say, do you mind if I ask you why? And every single time they said the same thing. If I get a job, I lose my unemployment. And it just, after being there a full semester and seeing the entitlement that went along with that, it was really hard for me to not be judgy about it. And I actually, at one point, was working in the food pantry. So if they want groceries, they come in, they write down how big their family is, if they've got any dietary needs, any of that stuff. The list then comes into us, and then we've got a giant walk-in cooler and giant shelving, okay? A lot of food is donated, so pizza places, Pizza Hut, some of our big grocery stores will do. It's great food. It's just, a lot of it's been donated, canned goods, all sorts of shit. So this woman comes in, I fill her order, I bag everything up, I've got it now in a grocery cart, I go out to the lobby to get her, she's nowhere to be found. She's in eating free lunch because they provide a free hot lunch Monday through Friday. And they also had a garment store, so you could go in and get clothes and razors and all sorts of shit. You were allowed to come once a day, every day. And I said, I've got your groceries. Just let me know when you're done eating. And she's on her cell phone playing Candy Crush, probably a 35-year-old woman. She comes out. She's like, I'm ready to go. And at this point, I don't want to fucking roll your groceries out. You know what I mean? I'm just over you at this point because I'm like now on your agenda, you're here to get free shit. Like, give me a break. So I suppress it. I roll her outside. Well, I help her get her groceries into her car. Well, at some point she's seen since I did her grocery order that Pizza Hut has just dropped off about 30 frozen pizzas. She comes back in and says to the two old ladies that are working their ass off, volunteering, making food for these people every day. Can you get that girl back there? And I'm in the middle of filling another order. And I said, yeah, what's up? She goes, can you come out here and talk to me for a second? I said, no, you can talk to me right here. It's fine. She's like, well, I've had a really busy day and I saw that you were giving out pizzas and you didn't give me one. I really don't feel like cooking tonight. Is there any way I can get a couple of those pizzas? And I was like, no, I'm sorry, you can't. They've all been accounted for. I was so fucking pissed off at the entitlement that went, and and that's not rare. Over the whole semester that I worked there, yes, you've got a few people that come in and they are down on their luck. They're humble. They're gracious. They're kind. They're polite. They come in and they get what they can get, and they are working hard to create a career and get housing and all this stuff. But I would say most of the people that come in there after my entire time there, which was like, 12 weeks, entitlement, like they're fucking owed something. And I just don't agree with that. I just, it irritates me, and it's taking advantage. And I think that I don't know how to blame our society that have that attitude as opposed to our government. So it's one of those things, like, it's sad to look at our society like we're a bunch of fucking toddlers running around that are so moldable. But at the same time, that's kind of the way that it is. And there's very few people on this planet, I hate to say it, that will pull their britches up and just get shit done without fucking bitching and whining about it. I mean, it's really rare to have people that just will put their head down and go to work. You know what I mean? And it's just, to me, it's yes, help out. Yes, offer people a leg up. Yes, do what you can do. Humans supporting humans. Absolutely, we all need help. But focus some of this attention on free healthcare. Focus some of this attention on free mental health care. Focus some of this attention on removing stigmas from people that have bipolar issue, anxiety, IBS, which is a mental, it's a brain. People think you just have diarrhea. It's caused by stress. Quit letting, if you guys have listened to Rogan lately, 75% of the United States of fucking America's advertising is prescription drugs. And it's disgusting when you go to the grocery store. And I got to say, I'm all about supporting people, but I don't fucking feel sorry for you if you don't know how to make a proper fucking decision on what you eat. So at the grocery store, the pharmacy is in there, okay? And you've got people with their groceries. They've been shopping around. They've got their groceries in their cart. Now they're waiting in line at the pharmacy. And don't you think for 1 minute that when I walk by them, I don't on purpose look in their cart and see all the fucking Twinkies, the ice cream, the Coke, the fucking preservative, the processed food, the boxes of macaroni and cheese. Very few carts in the line at the pharmacy have any fresh produce, fruits, veggies, ethically sourced meats, seafood. And it's just really kind of fucking pathetic. And I got to be honest, like, it's a virus. There's just not many people. They want immediate gratification. They'd rather take the Pepcid AC and eat the fucking bullshit food that they eat than just make good decisions. And these people that have sleep issues, they've got weight issues, they've got anxiety, they've got all this fucking stress, all this shit going on. I hate to say it, I'm going to pull a Rogan. It's because they're not fucking taking care of themselves, and they're overweight, and they're miserable, and they're when they go out into the world, they spew that negative attitude because they're fucking miserable in their life, and they spew it out everywhere they go. Road raging, attitudes at the grocery store, shitty fucking cashiers, and it's and that's why I keep my environment small, because how do we get to a point when it comes to socialism where we can offer help and support to people to really get them where they're thriving in their life without them being like, hey, I want some more. Give me some more. How do we do that?
Howard's going to come in there. I was talking to, yesterday I was with Nikki's dad, and we was talking about this very similar thing. I've got, like I say, no problems whatsoever in dipping my money and paying extra in my taxes for people that need the money and need help and need possibly a home and that lot, because we could all be in that situation at any time. You could be involved in a car accident, never be able to walk again, and be in a shit situation. But there's so many people that have got their priorities wrong. People that, I go to people's houses and they can't afford. They've never worked. They've had a council house or housing association give them a property ever since I've been delivering mail there. They got Sky TV on the side of the house. They're sat out the front having a fag. They're the first people you see down the pub drinking. And I'm thinking, right, but you've got a better life than me in some ways, that you're able to go down the pub and take drugs and do all this lot. But I'm paying for this out of my taxes. And so I agree with what you say there, but I think Howard wants to say something there, Howard.
Oh, I was going to just vote that we all put some money together and get Harmony a GoPro. So when she goes to the grocery store and they want, what the fuck do you do with all that damn food? I'd love to see that. Like, post to YouTube. I think you get millions of views.
I should do that. I should totally just I have a lapel microphone. I should totally just walk up and go, hey, I just wanted to talk to you today about what's in your cart. Want to have a conversation about it?
What's in your cart with Harmony Garcia?
And perhaps you can hand them a packet, a sachet of Howard's Blend protein
There
shake.
you go. There you
So-
go.
There you
So
are.
Eat
just
some
to kinda-
vegetables.
just to kind of go into some of the stuff that you're saying. So, for instance, the food, these bad choices in food. So, whose fault is it that these things are allowed to be put in our supermarkets?
Our government. It's ridiculous.
So, food companies and whatever, they have whole research teams who study human behavior.
Exploit.
And right, but they know. So my thing is, like, for the greater good, it seems like that when these issues are brought up, that we focus on the little people who we have responsibility. Little people, the individual has responsibility, don't get me wrong, but there's really never like the anger and the issues is really never focused at the top where this stuff is allowed to be put. So if it's not good for you, why is it allowed to be put in the supermarket anyway? Why are companies allowed to do this? If we're going to let people sink or swim, we bail out companies all the time.
Well, crack's not good for me either. You don't see me fucking going down the corner to get it. You got to have some personal fucking responsibility.
Yeah,
and just because our government is allowing it into the grocery store, that's your fucking bad if you don't know how to have a little self fucking control and do research. There is no excuse with the availability of information between YouTube and libraries and fucking the internet in general that you can't know anything you need to know about this world.
Hold up first.
Look what you've done now, Rodney. Look what you've started.
That's what but I just brought up the major companies. You didn't even say anything about them. You said you brought it back to and like I said, the little guy is they study the things we like. Companies study things that are addictive, and they add these things. And not only is the commercials for the prescription drugs, the commercials for sugary food for kids, the way the supermarkets line up the foods, the way everything, it's like it's a whole big thing going on. And I'm not absolving, because I don't absolve people from personal responsibility. I definitely don't do that.
Hey, Rodney, when I went to the grocery store yesterday, there's a little basket, right, at the debit card machine full of Reese cups and Kit Kats. And I wanted so bad, I was in a fucking mood that day. I wanted so bad to say, who's responsible for this? What? Why isn't there apple banana in here? Why is there
Reese's
fucking
Pieces peanut butter cups?
Yeah, Reese's Pieces. I think you're right. What's the draw? And are we being manipulated?
And we are being manipulated, and there is a total level of responsibility. I'm just saying, like, where do we balance it, and what do we, if we're gonna truly let people sink or swim, if a company is going to shit and they are important to the economy, the government will step in and help them out. Should we be doing
any company that's important to the economy,
well,
especially banks?
Deemed important, right?
Yeah, banks get bailouts all the time. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, when all these, when lockdown happened, and all these, like, so many restaurants had to close down because they weren't making any money, and our government didn't bail them out.
Right. Well, I'm going to jump in here now. So the topic that I put in the vault that I want to get talked about forever is global warming, right? I think it's blown out of proportion and it doesn't exist. What actually is this that you are putting in the topic then? Socialism. What do you want to get rid of? What do you want to get rid of? What topic do you want to get rid of here?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
You talking to me?
I know you ain't.
You ain't talking to me like that, motherfucker.
I just wanted to just, talk about the greater good. Like, what is actually the greater good for everybody? Is it capitalism? Is it socialism? Is it communism? Like, what is actually the greater good? And in your opinion?
Because what I'm saying is the whole purpose of this is putting something in a vault and having the vault close and never talked about again. So I don't want people to be talking about global warming because I think it's being blown out of proportion.
Oh,
In the vault and never to be talked about again.
I
So-
thought you were saying if we don't talk about it, it goes in the vault, and the topic that we do talk about, that we decide we're gonna talk about it. I don't
So what you
never
could,
never talk about again.
so what you could say there, how Rodney, and is people that abuse the social status, put them in the vault, get rid of them, never to see them again. Is that what you're saying? People that take advantage
across the board. Yeah, across the board. Right.
Good one. Right, over to you, Harmony. What do you want to put in the vault and never to be seen again?
Pronouns.
Oh, fucking hell!
Go on. What debate? Why do you want pronouns to be put in the vault and
Wait a
never?
minute. Let me
Howard's done a fucking runner. He's done a runner.
Let me turn my camera off. I don't want my face to be associated.
Go on. Go you head, Harmony.
Hey, no, be transgender, be a fucking cat, be whatever the fuck you want to be, but don't feel like you need outside validation for what you are. You know what I mean? Like, again, for me, it comes down to personal responsibility, period. I mean, it's just, I feel like you need to support people that are going through struggles with that and their identity. You need to love them. For me, what I think is the best thing we can do for our society is to lead with love. We've talked about that in this group before. Humans supporting humans is huge. But real talk, coddling people to feel better about some stupid shit is not a way to empower people. Putting all your focus on what pronoun people call you is like surface level shit. Like, what do you need so that you can get to a point where you don't care how somebody identifies you, where all that matters is how you identify you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not that I'm not considerate of somebody that has struggled with their identity, struggled with their sexuality. I absolutely am. You know, any type of struggle that a human being is going through, my heart it hurts for them. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's going in a really tragic direction to coddle people with every little fucking woe that they have. At some point, you have to teach people how to feel strong and empowered. And sometimes that means saying, hey, look, I understand that you want to be called a me, a they, a them, a her, a she, or whatever. Cat. Whatever's going on now in our world. It's gotten a little batshit crazy. That some schools are letting people put kitty litter boxes in the fucking schools because these kids are identifying as animals. It's a little fucking insane. And I don't care if anybody gets pissed off at me for saying that. Come on. I mean, where's the line? You know what I mean? But I think that what it goes down to for me is it's not necessarily specifically about the pronouns, and it's not specifically about, I don't give a shit if somebody walks up right now and identifies me as a horse's ass. I really don't care. You know why? Because I know who I am. I'm empowered in who I am. And I didn't get there because I had a silver spoon. I didn't get to that point in my life because my life was easy. It's quite the opposite. When you struggle with adversity, you've got two opportunities. You can either fucking reach up and see what you can become and become empowered and work really hard to do that every day. And it's not easy. Or you can play the fucking victim. And I hate that our society is gone to, I hope that the pendulum swings back to a middle area, because what's happening is our society, they're so fearful, and it all comes down to money. That's what I think. They're so fearful that they're going to hurt somebody's feelings, or somebody's not going to feel included, or some shit, that we've all gone batshit crazy. We're missing the fucking point. At what point are we going to start really truly empowering people so that whatever it is you want to be called only matters to yourself? You don't need validation from the outside world or society or your parents or your this, that, and the other thing. So support them, offer them really, really beautiful and powerful mental health support, whether that's, they need to be on a prescription, or they need, therapy every week, or put more of a focus on supporting human beings as for who they are. I don't see a lot of that going on in the world right now. And there's these little small pockets of it where you've got coaches and you've got people speaking positivity on TikTok. And I love those people that are showing up just in full support. They don't care who you are, what color you are, what race, what ethnicity you are, who you like to bang. It's all about leading with love and kindness and support, being supportive and empowering to other people so that they feel okay in their own skin. I think that focusing on the pronouns it's a band-aid. It's a just fucking distraction. So I say, put that shit in the vault. And if anybody's out there got their fucking pronouns in their profile, just unfriend me because I'm not interested. I care about who you are. I don't care what parts you identify with. I don't care who you have sex with. I don't care what you eat for dinner. I don't care your belief systems around anything. What I care about is, are you mentally okay? Are you nice? Are you kind? Do you have a moral compass? That's what I care about. Pronouns for me are ridiculous.
My next door neighbor said to me back along, he says, you always know who is a vegetarian in the world because they've told you 400 fucking times. And it's true. It is really, 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 really true. I mean, today in the supermarkets in the UK, there's people, vegans, sitting on the shop floor stopping people getting milk because they believe that the whole world shouldn't be eating milk and they shouldn't be eating dairy products. And it's just like, it goes back to similar to what you're saying there. I've got no problems with you being a vegetarian, a vegan, or naming yourself a he, she, they, or whatnot. But, if that's what you want to call yourself, that's what you want to eat, that's the way you want to be, fair enough. But do the rest of the world need to fucking know about it?
No, and why do you ask yourself a simple question? Why do you need to be validated? Why do you care what John Doe down the fucking road thinks you are? Girl, guy, fucking, why do you care? When it comes to like feeling included in our society or something, and you've been transgendered or whatever, and you want an F or M on your license because that makes you feel whole as a person, then that's amazing. If you were a male and you transitioned to be a female and you want a female on your driver's license, awesome. I think that's empowering. That's your own thing. Do it for you. I totally get that. Things like that are important when it comes to your identity. But giving a shit what the society as a whole thinks you are or how they're supposed to fucking refer to you or something, like, I just think it's really ridiculous. Like, and what's a they? I'm so confused on that whole thing. Is that's like some days you feel like a girl, sometimes you feel like a guy. Well, no shit. So does everybody. There's some days I'm super fucking masculine and there's other days I'm really super feminine. Like, but I don't feel like I need to put they in my pronouns. I don't know. Maybe somebody can hop on and they'll look at it later and be really pissed off at me and they'll leave a whole explanation of what they means. But Marta, you can Google it for us.
What's with all the anger with these people as well? Because, I mean, there are people like me that aren't the most educated person in the world, that is not racist, that is not sexist, that is not homophobic, but sometimes things go by without you knowing what's going on. And this whole thing that's going on at the moment, they, he, she, whatever, I had a person in one of my groups, and I think Rodney will know who I'm talking about, I'm not going to mention any names, that put down that they were a they. And I sent them a personal message saying, I don't want to disrespect you by calling you a he or a she, because I understand where you're coming from. So, but what are you? Are you that person? I nearly said it then. She, he, that person got really narky and really had a right go at me, and I've never spoken to him since.
And that's not okay. That's not okay. I don't give a shit that you want to be a they. That doesn't automatically give you some fucking sense of entitlement that. Well, how do we know how to handle it? If we're not experiencing it, we're supposed there's instructions online. You can find them all over TikTok, and it'll say, if you accidentally refer to somebody with the wrong pronouns, this is how you're supposed to respond. Say, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. I mean, there's a ton of them because my favorite comedy podcast, What Your Mom's House, they play these clips all the time, and it's hilarious. Like, they're just like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, it's just... I want that to go in the vault. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm sending out all the love I can to anybody who might be pissed off that I said this, but I don't give a fuck what your pronouns are. I do care how you're going to treat your fellow human man or a human race or woman or whatever, but, don't be a dick. That's kind of my philosophy. But let's put that in the vault. I'm ready for that to go. And I also want to do this every week. I fucking love it already.
Lee, What topic?
Wait. Can I do this first? I don't know if it'll work. Let's try it. Okay.
Fucking hell.
You continue. Please continue.
That would have been pretty much ringing all night, to be honest with you. Anyway, what topic would you like to put in the vault there, Lee, for 101?
Oh, Jesus.
And this could be
Feminism.
fucking about you.
Feminism, third wave feminism, modern feminism needs to go in the fucking vault.
Wait a minute. This
Whoa.
the views and opinions of official 5 Deep, a brother with certain age does not co-sign.
Look at this.
Y'all going in
like a
I
proper
this.
politician. He's distancing himself from the group already.
Hey, I love it, man. This is real talk. This is what I want to hear in here.
Yeah. Right, go on, Lee.
That's it.
Why should feminism be put in the vault and locked away for good?
I understand the idea of OG feminism, and it was great. But now it's got to the point where it's toxic as fuck, and it's causing more problems than it's solving. And you've got these young girls out here now being misled, and they're living delusional lives, trying to pursue an ideology that gives them the perks of the good shit without the commitment of the repercussions of their decisions and actions. I was watching a podcast the other day, funny as fuck. It's I can't remember what it's called, but they basically sit around a big table in the kitchen, and Andrew Tate's been on it a couple of times. I don't agree with what he says a lot of the time, but you probably know what I'm talking about. I can't remember what the hell it's called.
Oh, is Andrew Tate the one that they were just talking? Is he the one that just got in trouble for human trafficking?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I know that they don't know. That last I heard on, I was listening to Two Bears, One Cave, and I don't know. They weren't confirmed fully if it was real or if it was some like manufactured thing. So anyway, I was making sure it was the same guy. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So there's a load of girls who are generally modern feminists, and they're like, I want a man that earns 6 figures. I want a man that's 6 feet tall. Blah blah. I want this and I want that, and the whole argument is like, yeah, but what do people bring to the table anyway? This whole fucking thing was playing out, and these women were being so empowered and so fucking what's the word? So entitled, and all of a sudden somebody broke into the studio, and what happened? All the blokes got up, fucking what's going on, and all the women opened the door and fucked off outside. And there was the subtitle was like, this is modern feminism. They want all the good shit, but as soon as things go bad, they start fucking running. And I'm like, this is amazing. So
what happened? Why did they run out of the room?
Because they're scared little girls that want to be protected when the time's right.
I know, but what happened that made them run out? What was said that made them run outside?
There was an intruder in the building.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Right, but they
like somebody like an outsider legitimately broke into the studio.
Yeah. They want a guy that earns all this money and can protect them, and they're bad boss bitches, and they want this, that, and the other, and they pay everything with their pussies and all the rest of it. But as soon as you break in your house, it's like, oh my god, go and protect me. It's like, what the fuck, bitch? You want to run your own house, you want to run your own shit. You got to take on the bad stuff as well, like us blokes do. Like, go fight a war, go and swim in the sea with, all these fucking sharks and predators in there as well. Like, us blokes have to do. I'm going off a bit, but modern feminism has got to go in the fucking vault.
I'm gonna say I agree.
Jordan Peterson, he gets a bit irate up on all this stuff, doesn't he? And there's like, you go on about the Spice Girls in the 90s that was girl power, spice up your life and all this shit. They all got married. They all had kids. Do you know what I mean? They were all telling women to, do men over and all this sort of stuff. Yet at the end of the day, they all went back to husbands and had kids. Yeah.
So do you guys think when it comes to any movement that the movement can be corrupted? And, the squeaky wheel, what's the saying?
Squeaky wheel gets the oil. Right,
gets the oil. So the things that we're exposed to as far as, for feminist movement, or if it's Black Lives Matter, or it's Antifa, or like the people that we are exposed to, or that the media puts out, do you guys think that that's a representation? So I think you're talking about Fresh and Fit. Is that the name of the show?
Yes.
So
thank you, Rodney.
Right. So there's a whole like manosphere movement. where men are basically complaining that they're not getting a fair shake and that things are too tough for men. Just think of the idea of men whining and complaining that is too tough. So I think if you tune into some of these shows, these guys are part of what they're doing is they want to get views. So if I want to get views, I'm going to have somebody on. I need people on here to either prove my point or argue the point. We need a good like discourse. So do you feel like what you saw on there was a fair representation of modern feminism, or do you think it was a small sample?
No, I agree with what you're saying. I think what we're talking about here is a very small slither of society. And actually, I'm thinking I probably should have said media, because I think actually the card that trumps everything that we're talking about is media, because we wouldn't hear about this stuff that Harmony's been saying, that you've been saying, if it wasn't for the media. You're absolutely right. This 2 to 5% of the population that do this, that express this, that talk about this, do not represent society as a whole.
I saw a lady there on TikTok today as I was flicking through, and she was quite upset in the sense that she had a bloke pay her a compliment in the supermarket, and,
you can do that.
She said that she goes to the supermarket every week to do a shopping. She sees this guy in there every week. She says hello to him and all that sort of stuff. And the guy said to her, he says, I always like to have a chat to you because you're a really intelligent young lady. You're good looking, and you really, really look the part. And he then said, oops, I shouldn't say that, should I? And she says, what do you mean? He says, well, I shouldn't be saying that, you're good looking and you're a nice looking lady because, you might take it offensive. And she says, no, am I wrong to be feeling like that? And she put it on TikTok, and loads of people were saying, oh, he shouldn't have been saying that to you. And it's sad that you can't make a comment to a lady anymore. You can't hold the door open for a lady anymore because, you're being sexist or something like that. These little things, it's being taken away from people not knowing what the fuck they can say to people anymore.
I've never had anybody get mad at me for holding the door. I don't know. I don't like, maybe I'm crazy and I put my head down and I just keep it moving, but I don't know anybody. I maybe because there's that thin line between somebody, people, especially in particular women, not knowing who's a fucking creep. But part of it is like Lee was saying, so you see all these things, right? Okay, if you walk into your car and you see a zip tie on you, is like somebody's human trafficking. If you see a piece of tissue here and don't pick up a quarter, it's like all this, you're being bombarded with all these things that tell you to be afraid of every second of every day of your life. And we basically fallen for that. But I just don't know. I've never held the door for anybody or said hello to anybody and I've just gotten like, any kind of gruff from it. It's always been thank you and keep it moving.
I think it all depends on what part of the country that you come from, because Nikki's cousin comes from a different part of the country, a populated part of the country, and came down to this part of the country and somebody pinched her ass and she pretty much laid them out. Because down here we're like 5 years behind. This is going back a while, but we're like 5 years behind down here in Cornwall, and they were still touching birds up in nightclubs and stuff like that 10 years ago. But when they tried it with her, she just basically pretty much laid them out, because you can't do that up in London. Do you know what I mean? So I think it all depends on what part of your country you're from. You've got some like populated areas that are completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, and also let's be honest. If Jason Momoa would have pinched her ass, would she have knocked him out, or would she have said like, "Oh"?
There you are. I don't know who that is.
Well, there you go.
Jason Momoa
or
or Howard Blinn. You know what I mean? If it was Howard Blinn, what would she have done?
Right?
If it was me, my ass would still be in jail. Is what it is.
So what are you putting in the vote then? Feminism? Is that what you're saying?
Modern feminism. Yep.
Modern feminism. Let me write that down. Modern feminism. Oh, I daren't ask here now. Howard, what would you like to put in the vault to get rid of and never to be come about again?
Well, since you kind of I was kind of thinking here while y'all were talking. The only thing I could think of, we never talked about it before, but I never want to talk about fucking Game of Thrones. I have never fucking seen that show. I do not give two fucks about whatever Dragon Slayer, whatever the hell it is. I don't care. I don't want to talk about Game of Thrones.
Yo,
Same. I've not ever seen it either.
this is, man, you going, so we went after, what'd you go after, Mark?
I went after global warming. I think it's
Global
been
warming.
bullshit.
We're going after the people who are milking the system. We're going after pronouns. We're going after and then Game of Thrones. Y'all trying to get banned forever.
You asked, I
Fuck
mean,
you,
guys
Al.
asked, what do you want to never talk about again? That's what I.
So why do you want Game of Thrones to be put in the vault then? What is it about a Game of Thrones that you don't like?
it just looks completely boring. Now, I will say I've never seen an episode and I have no interest in ever seeing an episode. It just looks boring and everybody's like, oh, let's make tons of YouTube videos about wonderfulness of Game of Thrones. Like, I don't give two fucks. I don't care.
Now, let me ask you why you're so passionate about it. Is this close to home? Are you trying to be forced to watch Game of Thrones when you've got
Oh,
free
no.
time? And you're
No, the
okay.
wife doesn't give two fucks about it. She watches
and you're
like
just so
Spanish shows.
passionate about it. I was like, wow.
Do you
Because
live,
I just hear it all the time. And I'm like, I don't care. Maybe
what is it about dragons that you don't like? Is that the issue?
dragons are
You know
cool.
any?
I just
Do
don't
you know
care.
any dragons? Any
You know
dragons?
what we should do, you guys? We should challenge him to watch one full episode of Game of Thrones before we come back next
Won't
Monday
do
and
it.
give us a full report.
Won't do it.
Because
Won't
I'm
And then
do
really-
it.
next week he'll be like, guys, I've started a podcast talking about Game of Thrones. I've collected all these cards about
Yep.
Game of Thrones.
I
I've
will.
written all this fucking stuff. Oh, shut up.
I will go back on one thing. As I said a week or so ago, I went to my first, in America, we call it soccer because that's the name. I went and saw my first soccer game. And I will admit, I had a good time. Not because of the game. I didn't really pay attention to the game. It was the energy of the crowd. Everybody was like going crazy and stuff. And I was like, okay, I could see this. There were nice looking ladies there. I was like, okay, yeah, I could come here and take a look.
Yeah,
at the
that's
nice
right up your
510.
alley, isn't it?
I was
A
like,
little
"Shit,
Latino.
it's right across the street. I haven't known about this for 2 years. I've been here.
Howard's now a season ticket holder of his local
Yeah.
team.
It's too damn expensive.
Yeah.
The cheap seats are like
Jerseys.
$50.
Cats, the rattles, and everything is going on.
It's
Right.
too
I hope you
expensive.
wore a
Expensive.
Howard Blend t-shirt
Huh?
when you went. Did you wear a Howard's Blend t-shirt when you went?
No, I did not. I went to dinner before that, so I had like a nice button-up shirt, whatever. But it's $50 for the cheapest seats. I'm not paying $50 to go. No.
Can I say that I would agree with you on this one? Up until about 2 weeks ago, had exactly the same view as you, that I thought that Game of Thrones was a bag of tosh until I was down the caravan and I had nothing to do, and Nikki suggested watching the prequel of Game of Thrones, the dragon. It's the thing. This is another one that pisses me off. Is Star Wars. You got Star Wars, and then they bring out the new
Hey,
episodes.
whoa.
Fighting
Whoa,
words
whoa,
there,
whoa,
sir.
easy.
Fighting words.
I'll
fucking line here.
Listen, I'll fucking end this live right fucking now. If we going on Star Wars, I'll.
But what I'm saying is when they bring a film out, and then they'll bring 1, 2, and 3, and then they'll bring the new version out that's before 1, 2, and 3, and that's what they're doing with Game of Thrones. When they're so much success with Game of Thrones, now they're bringing out a Dragons. I don't know what it's called, a Quest of Dragons, which is supposed to be before Game of Thrones. So
Oh crap!
I've agreed to watch this, which I'm quite enjoying, which then leads on to Game of Thrones, and then I should watch all of the Game of Thrones.
I heard there's a lot of really hot sex in Game of Thrones. That's one thing that piques my interest a little bit.
I can get that for free on my phone, according to Harmony.
What, hot
True.
sex?
You can probably go to Pornhub and type in Game of Thrones porn, and a bunch of it would come up.
I'd rather pay for sex than watch Game of Thrones. I mean, hell,
Listen, we all pay for sex in the long run. It cost me a fucking fortune.
True.
exactly right. I pay for no sex. Wait, I shouldn't have said that.
I do think that should be your mission for the week, though, is to watch one episode of Game of Thrones and tell us what you think of it.
Where is it? Where do you watch it? Like,
On
what's
TV.
it
On
on?
TV.
No, I mean like what
HBO.
channel? I don't have HBO. It's too expensive.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it on
Steve can
Amazon?
stream it somewhere. Somebody's got it. Hasn't it been on for years?
I got supplements to
I-
pay for. I can't
8
afford
seasons.
that.
I just checked out. It said 8 seasons.
Well,
Eight
Oh
seasons.
hell no,
Wow.
not 8 seasons. No.
I
Started-
See,
don't.
I'm
I'll
afraid
tell
that
you-
I'm afraid I would, no matter what I would get, I would be like, oh, this is stupid. No, this is
Well,
stupid. I
speaking of
find an
movies, I
excuse.
gotta say I'm really excited. I just saw in the news that Brendan Fraser, who's awesome,
Who?
just got like a 7-minute standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival for his movie The Whale.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm-
saw- yeah.
Oh,
I'm really excited about it. It was a really endearing video of him crying. Just a really beautiful, happy story. And I've heard the movie is phenomenal. So I'm waiting to find out where I can stream that because I think it just got released yesterday.
I thought you
So
were talking
that's-
about George of the Jungle.
That's the guy.
That- Yeah, that's him, Brendan Fraser. Encino Man,
Encino Man.
Didn't he put a
very
fuck ton of
underrated
weight on?
actor.
He
The
did.
Mummy.
He got massive, didn't he, at one point?
Doesn't look
Well-
too bad now. I mean, he's just such a sweet
Well,
human.
I'm going to call it here, and what I'm going to do is because normally on 101 there's the game host that makes a decision that what goes into the vault and gets locked away and never gets discussed again, and obviously there's 5 points of view here, so I'm going to ask Marta to basically make a decision and put it in the comments and tell us what out of global warming, the exaggeration of global warming, people taking advantage of socialism, the social system, pronouns, feminism, modern feminism, and Game of Thrones. Which one of those would she like to be seen put in a vault and never ever discussed ever again? So, Marta, global warming, people taking advantage of the social system, pronouns, feminism,
Drum roll.
modern feminism, or Game of Thrones. It's down to you. It's all down to the stress and the fact. So if
No pressure.
if we're going to get shut down tonight for any of these topics, but quite simply, we could get shut down.
Hurry up, I
early.
can't keep this up.
Marta, it's down to you.
She said
No, it's gotta be
narrow
one.
it down to 2.
So what 2
Gotta
are
be
they?
one.
Hey, Marta, put 1 on tails, 1 on heads. You're 2, and flip the coin.
Yeah, and then we'll toss up. Two,
Toss it
sir.
off the hand.
But
It's
don't leave
all
us
on your shoulders, Marta. It's all on you.
That's what you get for being a loyal fan.
Oh, she's going to keep us hanging here now, isn't she?
Come on, Marta.
She's
Sake.
there now, and she's like, oh, what should I say? What should I say? What should I say? What should I say? What should I... Right. Here it is. Marta says, and Harmony can say it.
Ah, pronouns.
Baby.
I'm going to have to go with pronouns because I have a co-worker who is fucking obsessed with Game of Thrones. So,
Mm.
Marta, well done. Thank you for participating in this mass debate.
Thank you, Marta.
We are putting.
Thank you, everybody who's watching.
We're going to put
What's
pronouns
your
in the vault,
co-worker's pronouns?
and we're going to never ever talk about it on this podcast ever again. Pronouns are gone.
Yay!
So,
Woo-hoo.
what is he, thee, she, and they going to talk about next week, people? Well, I think
Yes, sir.
Howard's in the hot seat next week. Is that right, Howard? Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, always.
How is the protein shake world at the moment? Have you got anything that you would like to advertise at all? Have you got anything lying around there? Because I've noticed the last few weeks you've gone off the boil a little bit.
Well, I have to stand up and go to the pantry just a second here. I've got there was something that I need to grab. One second. I forgot something.
He's a fucking legend. isn't he?
Not even prepared. It's
Do you
I
know-
wish you'd come back with a spacesuit on.
you know, on the Rogan episodes, they actually had
Help us, Sam.
they were both in NASA suits back along, weren't they? I reckon
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That was hilarious.
we should right. How,
Sammy had to remind me that I forgot to bring my Howard's Blend plant-based protein powder with 20 grams of protein per serving.
Nice.
We're not really interested in that anymore, Howard. What we want you to do next week is we want you to dress up as a spaceman and pretend that you are actually in space.
Wait,
Don't
dress up
push
as
the
spaceman and what?
And tie a bit of string to your waist to the ceiling and hang from the ceiling while you do the episode.
Have any of you guys ever seen 30 Rock?
Have we what?
If
Have
I
you
could
ever seen
just
30 Rock?
if I could just control Sammy, I'd be okay. Now
30
he's running around slamming everything.
Martin
30 Rock.
said, Howard, I bought the waffle maker last week. I haven't made the protein waffles yet. Oh my God, protein waffles.
Ooh, that
I
sounds
have
good.
You
some
guys not seen
protein
him do them? They look good.
I have some protein pancakes in the refrigerator that I made.
Yeah? Are you perfecting your tossing?
I'm perfecting my tossing. Yep.
I've always
He's
seen
good.
Heard
Toss up.
that.
I messed up on the first one, but the other two I got the tossing right.
Oh, I heard that, son.
Got to get rid of that first one first.
Anyway, let's call it a wrap,
First
Yeah,
guys.
one's always
it's all in the wrist.
It was a good episode. Really enjoyed this 101 thing. It was a bit of fun. And like I said, next week, Howard is in the hot seat. And who knows, if you enjoyed us talking about these things, say yay or nay to the 101 and in the comments and tell us what you want us to talk about. That would be pretty cool.
I
But,
think it was a fantastic idea, Mark. I loved it. It was a really good way to get us talking and ranting, and a really good idea.
Well, watch it. It's called Room 101. I don't know where you'd see it from, but I was down the caravan watching. Me and Zach watched hours of it, and it's really, really quite funny. If you enjoy the English comedy side of things, watch it because it is
Who-
quite funny.
Who was the original host?
I don't know.
Find it on YouTube, right? I would imagine some old episodes, surely.
Yeah, the guy that does it at the moment is what's he called, Lee? The guy that does it at the moment.
I can't remember. I'm just having a quick poke.
No
Fuck's sake.
radio silence. No radio silence.
Radio
No dead air. No dead
silence.
air. No dead air. Host.
Yeah.
No dead air, no dead air, no dead air.
Oh, Frank Skinner does it now.
Frank Skinner. Frank Skinner does it now, and I've never seen anybody else do it at all. So I don't know who the old person was that done it. But
I don't like him.
who, Frank Skinner?
Yeah, I can't stand him.
Oh, it makes me laugh. I nearly had a little bit of sex week about the other night when I was laughing that much. It was so funny. But anyway, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you very much for listening. You know where you can find us. Drop us an email. Get on Instagram. Leave us a message. Like and subscribe if you've only just come on here. YouTube, if you're watching us, please don't ban us. It was an experimental thing. We don't mean to offend anybody. We're just having fun, shits and giggles and all that sort of stuff. Anybody want to say anything before we press this end broadcast?
Thanks
Nick
for
Hancock
watching.
was the
It was good
original host.
looking, everybody.
See ya.
Cheers and gone.